Hey guys, it's Dre, and as you can see, I'm playing a little bit of Titan Quest: Immortal Throne, and I'm recording after, so I'm just going to be talking about various things going on with me. Um, as I know many of you can tell, I've been away from YouTube for a while, and that's just because my back's been giving me a lot of issues. I have a herniated disc at the L5-S1 region, and when I've always had some back pain, but a while, I guess about, I don't know, a month ago, I woke up, tried to get up out of bed, and I just could not stand. As soon as I stood up, I just fell back in the bed. It was painful. It was incredibly painful, unlike anything I've ever felt. Um, and so I was pretty much stuck laying there. I could not sit up. I could not walk without being in intense pain. It was not fun, and I didn't, I'm 26, and I never would have expected that. Um, I guess, kind of took it for granted. It's crazy to stop and think about it, but you, I never really thought that much about my back until that happened, and the best thing I can say for everyone is do everything you can to take care of your back. Unfortunately for me, mine is genetics. There's really nothing I could do to necessarily stop it from happening. I could have probably prevented it from happening as soon as it did by, working out more, especially on my back muscles and my core muscles, really. But this is just something that runs in my family. So, there was really no stopping it. So now my back is doing a whole lot better, and I'm able to actually record again. But of course, I still have school that I'm trying to finish up this semester. And then, of course, gaming has been insane these past few months. There's been so many great games that have come out. It's crazy. I'm still playing, Skyrim, I'm playing Star Wars, I still have, Mass Effect just came out. I've just started trying to play that. There's so many PC games, so many console games. The Vita's been taking up a lot of my time. I actually started playing League of Legends a little bit more again. Because one of my friends, Kippa, he's been wanting me to play with him, and so I finally did. And it's fun to just be able to pick up the game, play a match, and then feel fulfilled. I played a match or two, and it was fun, and I can just put it down and go do something else. And I think that's something that I really like, having that non-commitment right now to having to play a game. Is enjoyable. Granted, there are certain games that, Mass Effect are going to take a pretty big commitment, but, that's neither here nor there. I'm sure some of you are wondering what happened to Evercron, Advent Rising, and Tales of Fantasia that I mentioned about possibly doing stuff for. At Evercron, I did do that one video, and it was fun, but I feel like it's not the best game for me personally to do a Let's Play of, because I feel like there would be so much that I would have to cut out in order to make it interesting, because a huge part of that game is that personal experience where you're traveling through space for a long distance, or you're chilling in an asteroid field just mining. And I'm sure some people would find that a little bit interesting, but I don't. If I personally don't feel like I would want to give it a watch, like if somebody else was playing it for a Let's Play, if I don't feel like I'd like to at least give it a watch for a little bit, then I'm probably not going to want to make a Let's Play of it myself. And I just feel like that game would end up being me playing for like 2-3 hours and only ending up with maybe 30 minutes of actual fun footage. As for Advent Rising, that game, for some reason, I've had a heck of a time. I've seen other people do it to where the game was not built for 1920 by 1080, but I've seen other people get it to run at that resolution, and for the life of me, it just does not seem to want to run that at that resolution for me. And I'm a real stickler when it comes to getting things a certain way. Once it's in my mind as to how I want something, I strive for it to be that way. And if I can't get it to be that way, then I kind of just, I put it on the back burner. And that's pretty much what I did with Advent Rising. It's one of my favorite games, and I just want to represent it in the best possible light. And not being able to get it to the right resolution has just, it's been frustrating for me. So that's why I haven't done anything with that game. As for Tales of Phantasia, I wanted to do something really different with that game. It was never released in the US, but there's a fan translation for it, and
it's been swords and shields,
there's no English dialogue in it, spoken dialogue. And so I wanted to do something with some voice acting with it, because I love good voice acting, and I think that makes such a huge difference in games. But because I live in an apartment, I don't feel comfortable enough to record the voice acting how I would want, because I don't want to disturb my neighbors. Because I tested, I did the intro for it. I tried to do the voice acting for it, and I felt like, well, I mean, the dialogue, it makes me want to, there are certain points where you have to be very loud, and I don't want it to disturb my neighbors. And so that's why I haven't messed with that. That's why I haven't made a video for it. And I know it sounds like I'm making a lot of excuses, and that kind of sucks, but I just wanted to let y'all know what was going on there. And so really, I think all of this just comes to the fact that I can't really, I'm not going to make any more promises about when things are going to show up on my channel or what's going to show up on my channel, because most of the time I don't come through with it for whatever reason. It just doesn't complement my lifestyle to say, okay, I'm for sure going to have this game coming up next.
That skill is not
because so often, when I was doing Darksiders, there are a lot of times where I said, okay, I'll try and do this game, and I didn't, because I ended up focusing on Darksiders. And so if anything comes up before Darksiders 2 on my channel, great. I don't want to say for sure if anything's going to happen. I have a lot of different games that I would like to try and play and make videos for, but I can't make any guarantees because I don't want to let you guys down. You guys are awesome. Taking these long absences from YouTube, it's kind of helped, I guess, cultivate the people that stay subscribed to me, to where it's only the ones that really genuinely have a good interest in not just the videos that I make, but also who I am as a person, beyond, that basic entertainment factor. It's a stronger, I guess, like almost like a kinship type of situation. And to me, it's that culture where we all kind of come together that I really like about making YouTube videos. Really, the biggest reason I make them is because I enjoy seeing what people say, the responses that the videos get. And yeah, even if it's just like, you rock, good job, I really like the video, or whatever, even things along that line, those are great. But I love seeing you know, people genuinely ask me questions about, you know, say game development, or asking what my opinion is on something, you know, just interacting with me beyond the basic praise. Because, I mean, anybody can do this. Anybody. I've had a few people ask, you know, what tips I could give them for making these videos. And I'm thinking to myself, I wouldn't even think of myself as somebody to give tips in this. I mean, really, it's just do it because you want to, because you think it's fun. It's not, I mean, cliche term, it's not rocket science. I mean, you know, make sure you, if you're gonna do it well. I think that's what it really comes down to. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. Do it well. Just enjoy it, regardless of what other people may think about, you know, oh, you suck or whatever. You know, people are always gonna hate. There's a difference between hate and legitimate constructive criticism, and you have to be able to differentiate between the two. That's something that you're going to run into on YouTube, no matter where you go. Hell, I mean, that's something you're going to run into all over the internet, everywhere. I mean, people love to hate, and you can't let that get to you. Anyways, you know, at this point I'm just rambling, so I'm just gonna cut it off here, guys. Thanks for stopping by and watching this video, and I hope y'all have a good one. Take care.